everybody. Welcome back to Living Traditions Homestead, where we have spent the last 8 years developing our dream life in the country after leaving corporate America. You guys, today I am out in the greenhouse. I'm standing next to probably the most beautiful pepper plants that we have ever grown. They've just done so well this year. And today I am going to be saving seeds from some of the plants that have really just kind of wowed us this year. We're going to start out in the greenhouse with peppers, but I'm also going to be saving some bean seeds, some green bean seeds from out in the garden to make sure that we have a supply of those on hand for future years. Now, recently I did a video showing you how to save cucumber seeds, and a lot of you were really receptive to this type of video and asked for more seed saving videos. And then Kevin did a long-term seed storage video teaching how you can save or buy seeds and preserve them in a way that will last many, many years into the future. In his video, also many of you said, yes, please, more seed saving videos. You want to learn how to be more sustainable on your homesteads or in your gardens in this way. So today, that is exactly what we're going to do. In a world where we really have everything that we need or want just at our fingertips, either online, Amazon, seed companies that have online stores, and really at our grocery stores, big box stores, why on earth would we feel the need to save our own seeds when we can just order them online or go to the grocery store? Well, I want to share with you a story. Several years ago, I found what has become my favorite green bell pepper, and that is called Emerald Giant. I planted that for a couple of years, probably starting 6 years ago. I never saved seeds from the Emerald Giant, and then one year the seed company that I normally bought from no longer offered the Emerald Giant bell pepper. I did a little bit more searching on other seed company websites and I didn't find them there either. And so I ended up having to plant different bell peppers, and it was fine. It all worked out. Those bell peppers, were fine as well. But I was really missing the Emerald Giant bell peppers that I had fallen in love with. But this year, I found the Emerald Giant seeds again, so I was able to plant them again. I've learned a valuable lesson that if I find my favorite varieties of vegetables or plants or whatever, I need to be saving seeds from them because you just never know. They may not be carried or they may not be easily found in the future. So that is the number one reason why I save seeds. There are a couple other reasons to save seeds and I want to share them with you. Now, if you save seeds from either heirloom plants or open pollinated plants that have grown very successfully in your environment, then you know that those are great seeds to save. Each year, those plants will become more and more adapted to your growing conditions and will get better and better. I think most obvious is the fact that you can save a ton of money by saving your own seeds, and that way you don't have to buy seeds in the future. Yes, seeds really are not that expensive. You can get, a pack of them, depending on your location, for just a couple of dollars, and you get many seeds inside those seed packets. But if you start collecting your own seeds, you realize how many seeds are in one bell pepper, in one tomato. You can have many years worth of seeds just by collecting the seeds out of just a couple of the veggies or the fruits that you grow. The other thing I want to mention, by collecting your own seeds and saving your own seeds, you're less reliant on the seed companies, and basically you are providing food security for you and your family by saving your own seeds. So many great reasons why you should be saving your own seeds. I want to start off showing you really the best jalapeno plant we have ever grown because the fruits are just gigantic. Just look at how gorgeous these jalapenos are. Now, I want to tell you why we are not going to save seeds from these jalapenos and from this jalapeno plant. This jalapeno plant is called Mammoth jalapeno. It is a hybrid plant. Hybrid plants are the result of controlled pollination, controlled cross-pollination that will result in a plant that has specific characteristics that like like a plant breeder is looking for. A lot of times these hybrids are bred to be more disease resistant, or to have like a very large yield, or to have specific flavors that are different from, other plants. The issue with saving seeds from hybrid plants is that they are genetically unstable. There is a very good chance that the next year's plants are not going to be the same at all. Also, uh, it's very likely that those characteristics that they were breeding for will not be consistent in the next generations. The main reason why people advise not saving seeds from hybrids is just because there will be inconsistent results in the next generations. Have you heard about people's bell peppers who've end up being spicy like Tabasco peppers or jalapeno peppers? That is because of cross-pollination. Now, pepper flowers actually have all the parts in them to self-pollinate, so they don't need the pollen of another plant or another type of plant to produce fruit. Even though they don't count on insects or bees or other pollinators to pollinate their flowers, if a bee would go from a spicy pepper flower to a bell pepper flower, those two flowers can cross-pollinate and have the genetics of the spicy pepper. The crazy thing is, you will not be able to tell by this year's fruits if your seeds have been cross-pollinated, because if the bee goes from a spicy flower to a bell pepper flower, the first year's fruits won't be spicy. It will be the seeds inside of the fruit that will create a plant that next year could produce peppers that are spicy. And actually, an interesting fact is that the genetics of the spicy part of a pepper is actually dominant. So in a situation like we have here, we have 31 pepper plants. They are planted very close together. There is a chance that the hot peppers can cross-pollinate with the bell peppers or the sweet peppers. If you would like peppers that have no possibility of cross-pollination, they should be planted 300 to 500 feet apart. If it doesn't matter to you, or if you're not going to sell your seeds, or if you're not going to start your seeds and sell them at a farmer's market as true varieties, then it doesn't matter if you plant them close together. But if that is very important to you, make sure you plant them far apart. Now, there are 4 varieties of peppers that I am going to be saving seed from today, and really they are varieties that may not be easy to find in the future. They're not super common. I will be saving seeds from the Emerald Giant again this year, but the peppers are not ripe enough right now to save seeds from them. The 4 pepper varieties that I'm going to be saving seed from today are my red roasting pepper that I planted this year called Corno de Toro, the habanada, the ghost peppers, and the Tabasco peppers. Now, in all peppers, when you're saving seeds from them, you want to choose fruits that are the most ripe that they're going to get. Now, most peppers, when they're very, very ripe, they turn red. Now, that's not the case for all peppers, but the majority of peppers, when they're fully ripe, are red. If you choose green peppers, or, unripe peppers or whatever, their seeds will not be fully developed enough, and you're running the risk of saving seeds that are not going to germinate. There's one here that looks absolutely beautiful. It's not the biggest that I have harvested this year, but it is a good size, and it is a wonderful shape. So this is the pepper that I will be saving seed from for the Corno de Toro. The habanadas here are a new variety for us. They are a habanero that is not spicy at all. So they have all the flavor of a habanero pepper, but none of the spice. Like I said, not all of them turn red, but honestly, most of them do. So I'm going to take this habanada to save seeds from. Now, these peppers are ghost peppers, the 8th spiciest pepper in the world. And you can see that, a lot of them are orange, but the most ripe peppers are red. So I'm going to grab a really nice specimen or example. I'm going to take that to save seeds from. Now, the last variety of pepper we're going to be saving seeds from are the Tabasco peppers. And these Tabasco pepper plants are just ridiculous. They're so beautiful. You can see that their peppers grow like straight up in the air here. And once they start ripening, they turn all sorts of colors like this a little bit orange and dark red and all that kind of stuff. So they really are a beautiful plant and produce quite a show as they are ripening. So I know that Tabasco peppers don't have a lot of seeds in them, so I'm going to pick several of the peppers to bring over and save seeds from. But I am making sure to get those that are very, very red and not really orange at all. Now we're all set to start saving seeds from these peppers. You guys, saving seeds from peppers is probably the easiest type of veggie to save seeds from, and I'm really excited to show you. You can see that I have all of these peppers on their own paper plate, and I have gone ahead and labeled all the plates because you guys, all pepper seeds look the same. And I don't want to be accidentally planting ghost pepper seeds when I really want to be planting the Corno de Toro seeds. I do want to let you know also that I have brought gloves out with me today. The peppers that we're going to be saving seeds from that are spicy, they're really spicy, and I don't really want all of those oils on my hands to burn my skin because the ghost peppers are so hot they could burn my skin, or for me to accidentally like wipe my lips or my eyes later on today. That would be very painful. So let's start with the non-spicy peppers. I'm going to start with the Corno de Toro. On big peppers like these, I cut the top off like this, and then you can see that there is a center part, fleshy part that has seeds all inside of there. I'm just going to break that center section free and pull it out from the pepper. There might be a few seeds on the inside, but that's okay. And then in this fleshy part here, all of the seeds are located on that fleshy part, and you can just take your finger and just scrape them off. That's really all there is to it. Now I am going to just shuffle these around a little bit to make sure that they are in a single layer and set them aside. Okay, I'm going to move on to the habanada, and then I'm going to cut this pepper in half. You can see that it exposes the seeds. These don't have as many seeds, but the same concept. There you go. Putting gloves on now because we are headed for the spicy peppers. So the ghost pepper looks very similar to the habanada. Going to do the same thing. Cut it in half. Scrape the seeds out. Lastly, the Tabasco peppers. They are smaller, so I picked several of them. And they're a little fleshier and a little more liquidy on the inside, their flesh is. But the same concept. Cut them in half and just scrape out the seeds. Now that we have all of the seeds out of the peppers, I'm just going to make sure that they are in kind of a single layer there. I'm going to take them into the house on these paper plates and put them in an area where they're not going to get bumped. They're going to be out of the sun and in a cool place. And a couple times throughout the day, today and probably tomorrow, I'm just going to go by them and just ruffle them up a little bit to make sure that they are drying evenly. Now I will need to be careful on these spicy peppers and use like a fork or a knife or something. And I also wanted to say that because the Tabasco seeds are so much more wet, there's a chance that they're going to stick to the paper plate. Generally, I don't use a paper plate for kind of more wet seeds because it can stick to the plate and then get paper on there basically when you peel them off. So I'm going to need to be careful today and come back several times a day to kind of ruffle these up and make sure that they dry, not stuck to the paper plate. You guys, it's so easy to save pepper seeds. I hope you give it a try. On to saving bean seeds. Now this year we are growing the Old Homestead or Kentucky Wonder pole bean. We have 3 trellises here that have these beans growing, and so we are going to save seeds from them. You guys, saving seeds from beans is the easiest seed saving procedure ever. Just like in most other seed saving situations, you want your beans to be the most developed, the most ripe of their whole life cycle before you start saving the seeds. And in the case of beans, that is when they are like dry and crunchy, and you can see and feel that there are big developed beans inside the pods. We have several of these beans here. They're brown. They're not quite dry, but that's okay. I'm gonna pick these bean pods that I can see through like holding them up to the light. They've got nice developed beans inside. Here's another one here. You can see how brown these are and dry and kind of crispy. The beans inside of here are probably not 100% dry. I'm going to take these pods in the house and let them dry more, but I want to show you kind of what they're looking like on the inside. Once you get these in the house, you can choose whether just to allow these pods to dry even more before you open them up, or you can open them up, take the seeds out now, and let the seeds dry on a plate. You see the seeds are big, they're nice and full, plump, well developed. Those are the seeds that you want to save for next year. Those are nice developed seeds. Now the good news with bean seeds is that it is very unlikely that they will cross-pollinate. They are self-pollinating and they're actually considered a perfect flower. There is a slight chance that a pollinator could cross-pollinate them, but it's unlikely. Their flowers are not very showy and the pollinators would much rather go to prettier flowers or flowers that are more abundant than the flowers of the beans. But if you are very particular about saving seeds and there's no way that there could be cross-pollination between the couple different varieties of beans that you have growing in your garden or on your homestead, you want to plant the different varieties 10 to 20 feet apart. That's not bad, easy to control. Saving seeds from peppers and from beans are the easiest seeds to save in my opinion. Now that I have them on plates, I can take them into the house and let them dry for at least a week. And you guys, there is a way to package your seeds that you have saved that will allow them to stay good for up to 10 years. Kevin just did a video about how to save seeds for long-term storage, and I encourage you guys to check that out so you can have your homegrown seeds available for up to 10 years. You guys, if you're enjoying videos like this, I sure hope that you will subscribe to our channel. Also, remember, the best way to help us here on the homestead is just to share our videos. Until next time, thank you so much for stopping by our homestead. Take care and God bless.